everybody, and welcome back to another episode of We Come as Pixels. We are so grateful to have you guys back. As you know, last week we didn't have an episode, but we're back this week. And of course, I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Seal Club 1.
What up, y'all?
And today, we are going to talk about a very, very, very cool game that I think is coming out this year.
I believe it's this year.
It is this year.
They said it was.
It
And
is
they
this
announced
year.
it 2
Or
years
as
ago.
long as it's... It's supposed to be this year. Hopefully it stays this year, because I really want it to stay this year. But it's supposed to come out this year. And that is... The Amazing Spider-Man. It's not The Amazing Spider-Man, it's just Spider-Man, isn't it?
Yeah, just Spider-Man.
Just Spider-Man. I am excited for this game. I am really excited for this game. Welcome, 83. Welcome, Crazy. I'm glad to see you guys are in.
What's up, guys? Welcome.
I think my stream is lagging a little bit. I hope that's not the case. I like your llamas, 83, but okay, so we're gonna get on with this this episode of We Come as Pixels. Today, first off, I want to talk about the first trailer, the only trailer that we've seen for this game.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that
The gameplay looks really fluid.
it does look
and
really
nice.
good. He does like the acrobatics and everything that I've seen in this game so far. It just like the only gameplay the only trailer we got was a gameplay trailer. And it looks phenomenal, like, to say the least. I really... Insomniac has always had a place in my heart with the Spyro games. So to see them doing this well on another game...
Well, they just make good quality games, and that's like a hard thing to come by these days. Just a good quality, standalone, one-person, story-driven narrative. Like it's
Yeah,
hard to
it
find those
is.
anymore.
It is hard. It is hard to come by.
And so far, the story looks really good on this game. From what I've seen, just the first villain looks amazing. What's he called? Negative Man or something like that.
Yeah, the big guy, the guy from he's part of the demons, or I know what you're talking about from the first trailer. Yeah. But it just I really like what they're going with, and I'm a big Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. For those of you who don't know, Spider-Man is my all-time favorite superhero, like ever. Like, of course, there's always going to be like Batman and Superman and Iron Man, but for me,
Oh yeah,
I love Spider-Man.
Is. I grew up, reading the Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
And then when they were like, they're gonna make a Spider-Man movie, and then I heard Sam Raimi was directing it, and I was like, seriously, the guy who made The Evil Dead? And then I'll be danged if it turns out to be a really good movie, and then number 2 is even better.
That's one thing that I wanted to touch on was like because today it's Spider-Man, so not only are we going to talk about the game, but we're going to have to talk about the movies because the movies, I think all of them so far have been really good. Like the ones with Tobey Maguire, I'm not a big Tobey Maguire fan at all. But the ones with Tobey, I love those movies. Like those are like growing up with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Like
except for Spider-Man 3, we're just gonna not talk about that one.
Yeah, but I think that one was more of a director problem than a story problem. 'Cause I really like the fact that they added in Eddie Brock and Venom and Sandman.
Yeah, but they could have picked better Topher Grace to play Eddie Brock for sure.
Yeah, it was a bad just a bad lineup, but
there was some bad casting and there was some bad story elements, and I don't know. It wasn't the way the black suit Spider-Man was introduced in the comics was a lot darker. The suit was taking him over. You see that in the movie, but you know,
It wasn't
and
as
it
it
did affect his
wasn't too.
personality, but it made him an angry person. It didn't make him break out and dance and say, "Now groove on this,"
Yeah.
or "Now dig on this." Now dig on this.
Yeah, it's so funny. He's like sitting there snapping his finger. I remember that. That was such a good movie though. Um, like I think like I said, that was more of a director's problem, and there could have been better story elements, but I like this. Like I like how they added the Sandman and Eddie Brock in. They should have had a better person play as Eddie Brock. I do agree with that. Um, because it wasn't the guy from How I Met Your Mother. I forget his name. Um,
No, it was from the guy who played Eddie Brock was
who
Topher
was
Grace from that '70s show,
that
and then the
70
other
show?
guy was Lowell on a show called Wings a
Yeah, I was.
long
It
time
was.
ago.
It was that 70 show. I was thinking, but it was just
Oh,
like there could have been better
that '70s
casting.
show is.
I love that 70 show.
Oh, you're breaking up pretty bad.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, but I love that 70 show. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. That 70 show was great.
No, that '70s show is amazing. I just feel like Topher Grace was not a very good pick for Eddie Brock.
Oh yeah, I agree. But let's get on. Let's talk about the game a little bit. Um, the
Oh man,
it looks good. Like it really does. He's like I love how you're jump. I don't know if this is the beginning of the game or if this is closer to the middle of the game where the trailer's taking place, but I really like how they have the acrobatic. Like Spider-Man is so acrobatic, and it's supposed to be like a few years after Homecoming, which was the movie that just released. If
yeah,
anybody doesn't know in the chat or that watches this later, it's supposed to be the same guy as Spider-Man from Homecoming. It's not. I don't think it's the same actor, but
it's
um,
not the same actor, but
it's the
it's
same
basically his timeline.
person. It's his like him older. It's supposed to be him as an older Spider-Man. So like he's already learned the moves. He's got Spider-Man down pat. So I'm wondering if you're gonna start off like with everything. Like I'm sure there's got to be a leveling up system because that's how it is in every game. But there's got to
Yeah,
be like I'm wondering like do you start off with all these moves and then you just learn them as you go along? Like it's gonna be amazing, and I'm
yeah.
I'm
It's
hoping.
definitely a progression-based system.
Yeah, I'm hoping that in all honesty, I'm hoping that this one plays out more like number two did, Spider-Man 2, the video game.
Yeah. So Spider-Man 2. I kind of want to talk about that for a minute, just because the original Spider-Man game, remember, is like on Nintendo 64, I think is what it was, but it was real
Hmm.
clunky and it was hard to control, and like the camera was terrible, and there were so many glitches, and then Spider-Man 2 comes out on PlayStation.
Hmm.
I think was it PlayStation 1?
It was PlayStation 2. The first Spider-Man was on PlayStation 2 as well, but it was like the beginning of the PlayStation 2 era.
Okay, yeah, that's right. In Spider-Man 1, like the first game, like when you would swing, there was nothing for you to swing to. So like you'd be way up above the buildings just swinging. You
Oh
know, in
yeah.
Spider-Man 2, you had to physically latch onto something, and
Oh yeah.
that's what I thought was really cool because you could control the
Yeah, I
dynamics of
remember.
how he swung
Yeah.
and which ways he went by controlling where he shot his webs at. That was really cool.
Well,
And
one
then just
thing.
the open world aspect of it, it was the largest. It was hands down the largest area ever created in any open world game
Yeah,
at that
until
time.
San Andreas came out. Yes, that's correct. Um, because San Andreas came out like a year after Spider-Man 2, I believe, and like even
Yeah,
GTA took a lot of aspects from like map design. Rockstar, they took like map design and stuff like that from the Spider-Man games, so that way
yeah,
because nobody had ever seen like anything like it. Like there had been open world games, like Spyro was technically considered an open world, um, which was amazing as well. We'll talk about that another time. But there was all these open world games, but Spider Man, the whole map was open. You didn't, which is crazy to think about now, because there's a lot of games now that can't do that. You know, um, there's a
yeah,
lot of games that do it better, but there's a lot of games that now like the developers cannot put on the same play style that you had from Spider-Man, which is crazy to think about. But at the same time, it's like look how far we've come. It's amazing that developers are taking something from a game that was made for children and putting it into their games. You know, because
Yeah.
it really is awesome. If you haven't played Spider-Man 2, then you need to buy a PlayStation 2 and play Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's something they may remaster and put up later
I
once the new Spider-Man game comes out and once the fever sets in with everybody, you know. But
I honestly I doubt it, to be honest.
those games, like I spent so much time playing them. Like I just had so much fun with them. You know, it was just a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it was amazing, and I really like the older Spider-Man games, and I'm hoping that this one continues in its track. That's like Spider-Man
It looked,
1, Spider-Man 2. I didn't really care, just like the movie. I didn't like Spider-Man 3, the game, all that much. Um,
yeah.
but even like the Spider-Man games that were linear, like Friend or Foe, like I remember me and my cousin Matthew playing Friend or Foe like every single
Oh,
day
yeah.
after
Remember
school.
Maximum Carnage? Remember that on Super Nintendo?
I never played that one.
That one was really good. It was more of a brawler,
I got you, but
kind of like Streets of Rage or something like that. But it was a
yeah,
lot of fun.
but it's amazing to see how far they've come, and just like the graphics for this game look amazing.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, they look so good.
It looked
Did,
they
did you
took
see the
Spider-Man out of the
detail?
movie. Like
The detail on the suit, like you could see like every little grain and stitch of the suit,
yeah, it's just
like on the
amazing.
PS4 Pro.
And
Um,
I really need to
you
get me a
know,
PlayStation 4 Pro. That's something I don't have yet. I don't have a Pro or a 4K TV because the
yeah,
4K TV came out right after I bought my TV, which sucks.
yeah.
Um,
Get a TV first is what I would say
yeah,
because
that's the plan.
it's not gonna run like way better than your PS4, but you to really see the benefit, you gotta have a 4K.
Oh yeah, I know.
But you can get a good 4K TV for like $350 now.
Yeah, because like the new stuff's gonna come out. Um,
But
but let's talk about some like what the bad guys like the bad guys in this new one. They're called the demons. They're like they have Lee. I forget his first name, but he's the leader. He's one of the he works at the homeless shelter. Like that's his job and as real life. I'm really looking
yeah,
forward to see how this plays out because it's really rare. Well, not rare, but like in a superhero stance, like where like Spider-Man knows this guy. So to see
well, that's
him,
the thing. That's the thing is like it's the first time I think in a Spider-Man game that they've really kind of focused a little bit on the backstory of the villain
mm-hmm. Because
that you're
in the
facing off
older games,
against.
she didn't really pay attention to the backstory. Like in the first one, you fought Mysterio, I think, and then in the second one, you fought Mysterio. You fought a lot of people in the second one: Electro, Mysterio, Catwoman. Like
Yep.
pretty much anybody you could think of was a that was a villain. And Spider-Man was in the second game. Um,
Yeah.
but for like this one is different because you're getting you know the guy now. So like I'm really
Yeah,
interested
exactly. And then
to
that's the
see.
thing is that's going to be an emotional impact type thing for him,
Oh yeah,
which
and
I think will be a really cool game.
I'm guessing that this one's going to be open world like the second one and the first one were because it's just how it looks. You can pretty much go anywhere it seems. He's like slinging his webs pretty much everywhere. He like follows the helicopter through the town.
Yeah, and it seems like there's a lot more like movie type scenes that you can do in game
Oh yeah.
that I think will just be really cool, like quick time events or something like that. You know, while you're sparse throughout the map, that would be really cool for like chasing down suspects and stuff. It looks so good,
It really
and I
does.
can't wait.
I can't either, and it's supposed to. I'm guessing that we're probably going to get the release date at E3. We're going to get a lot of release dates at E3 this year. Kingdom Hearts. I'm guessing that hasn't been guaranteed, but no, I mean none of them technically have. Kingdom Hearts, Last of Us 2, and then this one. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, I'm thinking that 2018 is a good year to be a gamer.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a really good year to be a gamer.
Like from Fortnite being free all the
I'm
way to all these
pretty.
games that are coming out that you do have to pay for that look amazing. Um,
Yeah. Well, I feel like this is the first year that I've surveyed the kind of AAA landscape and been kind of excited about it. For like the last few years, haven't really been, other than Destiny 2. We were all really excited about that. We know how that turned out, but
yeah.
as far as like a full year of AAA titles coming out that look really good, I have high hopes for this year.
Well, I haven't pre-ordered more than two games in a year since Destiny One.
2014.
Destiny One, I pre-ordered Destiny, and then I forget what else I pre-ordered a couple of other things that year. I can't remember what they were. I might have gotten The Last of Us for the PlayStation 4, like because that was I'm pretty sure that was the year that they were doing the remaster of The Last of Us. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I got that, and I want to say Elder Scrolls Online. Um,
Yeah.
I think that was either 2014, 2013. The Elder Scrolls, one of those years. But one year, the same year that Destiny was the only year in the past few years that I've actually pre-ordered more than in one game, and this year I've already gotten three, um,
Yeah.
which is God of War, Kingdom Hearts, and this one I'm going to end up pre-ordering too. And then there's so many other games that I would have pre-ordered that I probably not, like Red Dead Redemption 2. I'll probably end up getting that at some point, but I'm probably not going to pre-order it. Um,
Yeah.
and then like I don't like. There's just a lot of games coming out this year that look amazing, and the possibility of Spider-Man being released later on in the year. So all these games are coming out this year. It's just a great. If you have the money to spend on video games this year, this is the year you want it, because
Yeah. This is
this been a great
definitely
year.
the year of it. This is when you guys need to save up some money and reach to your pockets and put it down, dude.
Oh
It's
yeah.
time. Yeah.
So let's talk about the environment that this game is putting down. It looks like it looks like New York City. It really does. Um, like the older games, you could tell
Yeah. I
that
mean,
it was
it
New
looks.
York.
There's so much detail. I mean, these guys put a lot of work into this.
Like Insomniac, I give you props. Like you did some work on this game, because it's been I'm pretty sure it's been a while since they actually made a game, and for them to come back swinging this hard, I applaud them. Um,
Yeah. I mean, well, this was a huge project for them. I think.
oh yeah, I'm sure they've been working on it for years. Like
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, a game like that, if they haven't been working on it for more than 4 years, then there's really
if they've been working on it for
no
less than
reason.
4 years, then the game either is going to be really bad, or they've got so many people working on it that it's going to be great. Um, but like you said, there's so much cinematic looking stuff. So I'm guessing, how like Spider-Man does that thing where he like hangs on the wall in movies and stuff like. I'm wondering if you're gonna be able to do stuff like that to look out. Like there's so much
To like
stuff that
stand up straight on the wall.
yeah, like I know you can run up walls, but
Yeah,
I want to see him like stand up straight and just like do his stuff.
chill on the wall. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
because I mean, there's so many things
No,
that
I
they can
want to.
do
I
with this
want to
game.
see all of it. It's gonna be so good, man. I'm freaking ready. I'm stoked. I mean, there's so many games I'm ready for. God of War. It's all of it. All of it's good.
Yeah, I don't see how they can make a Spider-Man game bad. Um, I've never like
Well, I mean, they can,
Well, yeah, I know they
but
can, but
that if they really don't care enough about the source material, and they're just putting a game out and slapping a name on it and trying to brand it, then I can see them screwing it up. But I have faith in Insomniac Games to do the right thing and
well,
to make it
apparently,
good.
whenever they talked about this game, they were talking. They've done their research. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, from the suit all the way down to like the nitty gritty, like characters in the game to like the minor details on the building. Like everything looks so good. With this
yeah,
game, like I think that with this game, if it's an open world, the story could not be the best, and it would still be a good game because with open worlds, as long as they have side quests to where like you're like obviously the same old side quest with Spider-Man, it eventually gets boring. You know, saving the lady that had her purse stolen, or catching somebody that's falling off of a
yeah,
building, or going into
yeah.
flaming
Those
houses.
I hate those meaningless side quests. Like, don't make them meaningless. That's all I ask is don't let it be a meaningless, pointless side quest like hours of that crap before you get to just to level up enough to go to the next story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so as long
Make
as
it
like,
make it a good.
or at least change it up a little bit. Like, don't make it the same look, like the person that looks the exact same as the last person, or uh, like the same type of building is always on fire. You know, like you got to change it up.
Yeah,
Like make it like
yeah.
a
Change it up,
maybe
do like
a
so
huge
there's a
buildings
game
on
spot.
fire. You know, like something crazy. Like if you're gonna do side quests like that, like make it outrageously cool. Like just random times in the day, like something will happen where you have to go save somebody. That'd be cool. Um, like, cause in the older Spider-Man games, I did love Spider-Man 2, but in like Spider-Man 2, it was like there was four different side quests that happened during the game, and they happened every 15 minutes, where you would either have to chase the car, you would have to save the person that was about to fall off the building, you would have
Yeah,
to save two people every time from the burning boat, or
yeah,
you would have to stop the man that was robbing the woman from her with her purse. That was always the same side quest. So I'm hoping that this one
yeah.
there will be so much more like stuff in side quest wise, because I'm a huge side quest person. I love side quests. That's one like playing Kingdom Hearts. They weren't technically side quests, but like just the after game stuff was what made me love it so much. Like fighting the extra bosses and stuff like that. Like stuff you don't have to do in the game is always the funnest stuff to do in the game.
What I think would also be cool is like have like a meter that allows you to choose between good and bad action, kind of like an Infamous. You know, I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, you see a guy riding on a unicycle. Unicycles just piss you off. You can web his unicycle and make him fall flat on his face or something. That might give you a bad point, but it'd be funny.
Or
Just be able
like
to like
just
troll
drop kick him
people, do
off.
stuff like that. That'd be a lot of fun. I think.
That would be pretty funny. That would be a good idea. Like have like a like, but then everybody would want to be the bad guy. You know,
Yeah.
like that's something you gotta look at too. Is like everybody in video games wants to be the bad guy, so they would definitely. Well, not always, I guess. But like, if I was playing Spider Man and I had the option to web somebody up that was riding a unicycle, I'd web them up every time. I have no problem with
Oh yeah. Every
unicycles.
time.
Like,
I would
I
too.
wouldn't
I
get tired of it.
always chose the good guy on Infamous as well.
But like,
So I mean,
I would like turn them upside down on light poles and stuff. I used to do that. I don't know if you remember in Spider Man 2, but you used to be able to like spray webs and shoot people above light poles and stuff and make them hang there and dangle. And then after a few seconds, they would fall and kill themselves because they hit their head. I used to do that all the time when I was little. I was very, very killer friendly with video games. With video games.
yeah, I was like that too. I just I couldn't bring myself to be a jerk in the
Oh,
game, even though you had the option to be.
I could. I was a jerk every time. I was always like nowadays. I'm not so much of a jerk. I'm a good guy, but like it's always fun. Always fun being mean. Um, let's talk about something that I really, really hope is in this game, and that is Spider-Man's stupid puns.
Yes,
Uh,
please. Like, he's not Peter Parker without him, dude. Like,
he's a nerdy
that's all I'm
geek
saying.
who tells bad jokes. If you're gonna do, if you're doing the Spider-Man game, make sure you got the stupid jokes in there, please, Insomniac. Don't take away the bad jokes. Um, like he's very like Spider-Man. The Peter Parker is always like the innocent guy. Um, he's like he's very like naive. That's the word I was looking for. He's
I
naive.
very
And
naive.
if you're gonna make a Spider-Man game, I don't
But,
care. He's
but
supposed to be. I think he's supposed to be 22 in the game. I don't care that he's 22. I want the same stupid 16-year-old Peter Parker jokes.
exactly.
uh, I don't see
Yeah,
how it would
I
work out
want
anymore.
that level of. I want that levity in the game. There's not enough of that in a lot of these games anymore. And this character is known for being very quippish. Very sarcastic. Always has a comeback.
Yeah, he's
That's
very
one of the
witty.
things that drives. That's one of the things that drives his enemies insane. Is like he whip or comeback or some snotty line to say to him.
Where he's
And
like, "Oh, you
it
missed me,
pisses him off.
not quick enough." Like the stupid, like, oh, he's faster than you, so that makes him so angry. Like I want to see that in the game. I want him to like say stupid crap like that whenever I'm fighting enemies, or maybe have the option to say it or something like that. Oh, like look at that, you missed me. We're having technical difficulty, guys. So while it's installing, hold on. Give me uno momentos, poor favors. Give me just a sec. I'm gonna mute my mic while I try to figure this stuff out.
Go ahead and wrap up the podcast.
Can you hear me now, Sil? Sil, can you hear me now? Sil, can you hear me now? Nope, I can't. So I'm going to end the stream. Alright, everybody. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. We were coming to the end anyway. The last thing we were going to talk about, I'm going to just tell you guys, we were going to talk about how the game, like we were going to basically finish up touching on how the game looks, and when we thought the release date was going to be. Um, I'm guessing that the release date's probably going to be close to the end of September, around like the 29th. Just because the game, I'm guessing by the first trailer that we got and the last trailer that we got, it's pretty much finished. It looks really good. And I do think that it's going to be a quarter 3 release.
Can you
I
hear me?
don't. Can you hear me still? I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me, but anyway, it's gonna be a quarter 3 release. Because I don't see it competing with the likes of Call of Duty or the Square Enix Kingdom Hearts game that's coming out, or even The Last of Us when it releases, because it's only going to be a PlayStation exclusive, I'm pretty sure, because it's Sony Interactive owns the rights to Spider-Man as well as Disney. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. I'm going to get it figured out why it stopped working there. Um, I'm gonna the podcast so that the sound problem's not an issue again, like I did last time. Um, I hope you guys have a nice night, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you. Have a good day. Oh yeah, and don't forget,